Good noon everyone, welcome back to your beloved drawback chess speedrun number 2, the series that I still hold a perfect 100% win rate in every single video ever since it was started. And without any further ado, let's get into today's content. Today we are climbing over 4100 rating points. Torchlight, your non-pawn pieces can only make moves that start or stop adjacent to one of your pawns. Okay, honestly that doesn't sound so bad. Reveal drawback to opponent. E5. So the most optimal play for me this game is to spread my pawns all over the board so my pieces can always touch them wherever they go. But since that plan doesn't sound very practical, I'll just start with optimizing the center of the board. Knight f3. My opponent counter-revealed, evil twin. If you can capture a piece with a piece of the same type, exempli gratia, capture a knight with a knight. You must. Okay, so since he's just moved a knight, I'll also develop my knight. Bishop c4. d6. d4. Aha. Now there is a very cool idea of knight b4 d takes c5 is forced, knight takes c2 e takes d6 is forced, knight takes the king, winning the game. But sadly I can only move from or to my pawn. My drawback significantly prevents my knights from having a lot of activities. I have to come up with something else. D takes e5 is forced. I was thinking about knight takes e5 forcing knight takes c5 and I win a queen. But it turns out that my bishop actually also cannot move due to my drawback. h5 first. It's alright, I mean we lost the entire center, but I can still change the game plan to working with bishops from the sides. E takes d6 is forced. The queens are connected, there will eventually be a way to sacrifice the queen for that one tempo. Bishop takes d6. h3. Aha. That blunders the queen, but since his king is still in the center of the board, I think there is an idea worth trying. a5. Oh no, my pontiff. H takes g4. That blunders a king. Bishop to b4. Check. By connecting the queens, instead of defending the check, he is physically forced to take my queen due to his own drawback. He takes the pawn instead. Bishop takes the king. First game is a win. That went better than I thought. We lost the center 2 pawns, but the tempos they provided was enough to convert a quick win. Second game, let's go. Hopscotch. You must alternate moving to light and dark squares. Reveal drawback to opponent. And since my opponent's name is will counter reveal, I'll wait for him to reveal his drawback before making my move. Okay, I'm out of time. e5. Now he counter-revealed, maybe he thought that I have to also play the first move blindly like he did. Fair enough, spice of life, you can't move the same piece type twice in a row. I win. Knight f3. Okay, even though this drawback heavily restricts my ability to build up tactics, there is one thing that is perfectly suitable to this drawback. Knight c6. The knights are always changing their square color with every single move they make according to the global chess rules. Hopefully I can make something out of these horses early into the game. Bishop c4. Aha. Now bishop takes f7 check is very scary in case I cannot go to light squares. But before that can ever happen, knight a5. His bishop cannot move. Knight takes e5. Aha. My opponent thinks that he can defend his bishop with that knight, but in fact not only it doesn't work, his knight is actually also confirmed dead. Knight takes c4. His knight cannot move. Queen h5. Aha. The exact same thing happens again. Knight takes c5. His queen also cannot move. This guy seriously needs to calm down. d4. That pawn cannot take my knight, but his queen can, knight g6. Great start being up 2 pieces, and as his queen is out in the open, I'll try to win her as well for a quick resignation. Castle. Knight f6. He doesn't retreat his queen. d5. A discovered attack from my bishop, and even though he cannot move his queen due to his drawback, I actually also cannot move my bishop due to my drawback. So nothing happens yet. e5. That pawn cannot immediately take my knight, knight h4. Queen f4. That blunders a queen, but in this position, something unexpected happened. Resignation. That is 2 wins out of 3. Let us make it a perfect run. Hipster, can't move the same piece type as your opponent's last move. Physically impossible, reveal drawback to opponent. Okay, it's quite obvious that I won't be having a lot of pawn moves. Pawns are prioritized. c5. Can't move pawns, knight f3. e6. Another piece. a6. Okay, I can already see this guy is going to push his pawns to eternity. Bishop e2. I am almost out of moves. b5. Castle. d5. Knight e5. d4. I have no other choice. Knight f6. Aha. Finally. Another pawn move. Okay, at least I have opened up both bishops, and since he has expanded a lot on the queen side, we are definitely going to focus on attacking his king side. Bishop d6. Imbalanced raids should theoretically be perfect for my drawback. f4. Queen c7. He'll win a pawn if he takes the knight, but sacrificing a pawn is totally worth it because it doesn't seem like I can move them very often anyway. Bishop d2. Castle. Bishop e1. Rerouting the bishop to the king side. Bishop b7. Knight d2. Knight c6. Bishop h4. Knight d7. I'll say that is a little bit excessive pressure on the e5 knight. Bishop h5. Take. So in this position, something unexpected happened. You see, I was about to move my queen to g4, completing my developments and setting up for a massive attack on his king. But then my cat pushed my hand back to f3. f6. Well, I mean, it's not that bad. I can still go queen g4 now. Knight b4. Queen takes e6 check. King h8. Knight f3. Bishop f4. g3. I'm trapping my own bishop here, but as this drawback is already physically impossible, I'll try to sacrifice things just to win quickly before he knows how to completely take advantage of my drawback. Bishop e3 check. King h1. g5. Knight takes g5. F takes g5. Rook f7. Queen f6 g7 checkmate will be very convenient. Didn't happen. Bishop takes f7. There is still queen f6 checkmate though. G takes h4. Queen f6. Checkmate in 1. Alright. Moment of truth. Even though this is a checkmate, the website physically forces me to capture the king to win. Therefore now he can actually just randomly move his queen to anywhere he wants. And then I won't be able to move my queen to take his king. A desperate attempt, rook c1. I don't know, maybe his drawback will force him to take my rook. Never mind. Resignation. Well, but anyway, 2 wins and 1 loss. Drawback chess speedrun today. 100% win rate.